right, he's back, and we love having him on our show. The extraordinary performer and a great career and life as well. Here's Harry Belafonte, everybody. You still move, Harry. You still got those panther-like moves.
It's
absolutely.
the only thing left I can do.
Now, let me get this straight, Harry. Were you born in Jamaica, or were you born here in New York?
No, I was born in New York, born in Harlem.
Uh-huh.
My mother was a domestic worker, and for all intent and purposes, she was almost a single parent.
Uh-huh.
And she had to work at night since she left her kids to the whim of the city streets. Mm-hmm. She developed a great sense of anxiety and decided to take her children back to her place of birth, which was the island of Jamaica. Ah. And off and on for the first 12 years of my life. Jamaica, Ocho Rios, the beaches, Dunn's River, the coconut trees, the women swaying up and down. What a life.
So when you sang about that in your early days of your career, you know, you knew what you were singing about.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
Most of the members of my family worked on the plantations of the island, sugarcane harvesting, banana harvesting. And as a kid, I just watched this remarkable physical feat take place. It was grueling work.
Sure.
Everybody loved to work at night because it was much cooler. And loading the banana boats of the United Fruit Company, lines and lines of men and women coming at certain hours to bring the meals for the men to eat. Wow. And I heard them sing and chanting as they did this work to try to bring relief to how grueling it was.
And the Banana Boat song, did the origin come from that particular singing?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And did you sing as a boy?
Actually, never with any intent other than what kids do. I sang in school, I sang in children's games, I sang in the festivals, because Jamaica has a lot of festivals and carnivals and things. And so as a kid, I had that environment. Sure. But I never, ever dreamed I would turn into
So how did it start? You came back to New York, and then you were working as sort of like an intermission singer at a New York
I'd just come out of this. I'd served during the Second World War in the United States Navy. When I came out of the Navy, like most of us, I was looking for where to go and what to do. Sure. And I wound up in the theater, New School of Social Research. I decided that I wanted to be in the theater from experience I had visiting a small theater in Harlem. And I studied with the New School of Social Research, and my classmates, the first day I walked in my class were Marlon Brando, Walter Matthau, B. Arthur.
No kidding.
Rod Steiger.
Wow, all of them became...
Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis.
And none of us had the foggiest idea that any of us would turn out to have made any mark in this profession.
No kidding, Harry. So then when did, well, you always did both, but the transition to singing happened?
Well, when I left school, it was very, very difficult to find work. The America that we enjoy today, in many ways, is a far more open society than it was when I was coming along. We still had a lot of very hard and harsh racial lines. And although the theatrical community was much more open in a much more democratic environment, it still had its limitations. And I just couldn't find work. I was a great lover of jazz. And I went down to the Royal Roost, a nightclub here, and hung out night after night after night. And a friend of mine, Monty Kay, who ran the club, had heard me sing in one of the productions we'd done in school and said, look, you know, you carry a nice tune. You sound like you could handle it. I'll make you the intermission singer. You pick up a few bucks a week, help you with your getting through school until you land on your feet. So I said, I don't know any songs. He says, well, I'll get a guy named Al Haig. Now you have to understand that Al Haig was like one of the greatest jazz pianists in the world, along with Errol Garner and Bud Powell and others. And I sat with him to learn my 3 or 4 songs. Kidding. And then the first night I walked on stage to sing professionally, as I walked up on stage, the piano hit the first opening bars. And before I could open my mouth, up walked Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, and Max Roach. And for the next 22 weeks, that was my backup band.
No kidding. What a story. Wow. Oh, my gosh. And then were you discovered in that environment right there, Harry?
Yep.
And that
That's
began
where it started.
Oh, my God.
Were you
some story.
intimidated? Did you feel intimidated the moment the great band
Yes.
came and played behind you, and there you are, your first time singing publicly? And
Absolutely.
Oh,
I was
sure.
overwhelmed.
Wow,
really
what a
overwhelmed.
beginning. Well, you know, that Day-O song today continues in Yankee Stadium. It's the rally song of the Yankees, you know?
Without me, there is no
There's no chance the Yankees could have won without Harry.
George Steinbrenner and all the...
And I'm sure, and
all the
I know this
Yankees.
particular story, Harry, about how you faced discrimination, you know, where you were going to live here in New York. And today, Harry Belafonte owns that building. Isn't that something? That's nice. Well, what a career, Harry, huh? I mean, I get excited when I hear things like
I've been
that.
very blessed. I really have.
Oh, boy.
I've been lucky.
And you got a terrific son. I work out with him over at the Reebok gym.
Yeah. I'm coming to join you.
Oh, I hope you do.
I take a look at him and I take a look at you.
There you go.
well, look, I mean, but look at you.
Look at you
like
without
a-
even working out. You W. Harry Belafonte, everybody, one of the greatest.